Most of the growth hormone in your peppers lays in this little tip of it. And that's telling your plant to grow upward. Taller, taller, taller. What we want to do is tell your plant to get bushier. We want it to grow out so it's bushier and stronger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the very tip of my plant. And to do so, you see this little Y? It's kind of hard to see. See that little Y right there? Well, I'm going to snip off right below it. Let's see if I can do this and try to shoot. Not very well. Here we go. Ready? Snip! There we go. A topped pepper. And if you're super resourceful, take this top, you can root it up in water and have a baby pepper plant. Most of the growth hormone in your peppers lays in this little tip of it. And that's telling your plant to
germinate pepper seeds within hours using this technique. It's been 10 hours and you're going to see for the first time, just as I am, whether or not these lipstick peppers germinated. You can germinate any pepper seed using this technique. All 7 of the lipstick peppers germinated. Just as I showed you on the fastest way to germinate okra video, the radical. Snip the tip where the radical would appear. 1 cup of warm water, not hot, to soak our seeds for 10 minutes. We're also going to need a cup of chamomile tea. After soaking the pepper seeds in warm water for 10 minutes, we're going to soak our pepper seeds in the chamomile tea for 10 minutes. Take a small piece of a paper towel and saturate it with the chamomile tea. Chamomile tea helps kill any fungus or bacteria that may be on the seeds. The tannins in the tea also improves the germination rate. Seal the paper towel with our pepper seeds, place in a warm location. Within a few hours, your pepper seeds will germinate. Germinate pepper seeds.
Here's something you might not know about jalapenos. First of all, like most peppers, they get ripe and turn red. We usually just eat them when they're nice and green, like this. Second, you might be wondering what these little white marks are. When a jalapeno matures, the skin kind of just stops developing, but the interior can still keep growing. So if you dump a bunch of water in the pot or there's a heavy rain, the interior will start pushing out against the skin, which causes it to split and causes these stretch marks, is basically what they are. So this one's a little bit overripe, but we'll still harvest it and make some salsa. Like and follow for more gardening tips. Here's something you might not know about.
I love a good plant experiment, so I bought 2 jalapeno plants at the same time. They were from the same supplier, but one of them, whenever I transplanted it, I topped, meaning I cut it right below where it makes a V. Now the other one I left, and so you can see the same V right here, but I'm going to remove the flower. That way both these can put down a lot of roots and get established before they start producing fruit. Now theoretically, this one should produce more because these little offshoots would shoot up and become bigger branches and be more bushy, which then creates more nodes to produce peppers. And I remembered from my previous experiments to label it this time so that I can keep track of which one does better later this season. I love a good plant experiment, so I bought 2 jalapeno plants at the same time. They were from the same supplier.
You are looking at a reaction between eggshells and vinegar as I make water-soluble calcium for my plants. I'm doing this because sprinkling eggshells directly onto the soil will not help them absorb calcium, at least not for the next 1,000 years, because the calcium in that form is completely insoluble to the plants and they can't absorb it. Eggshells are made of calcium carbonate. Vinegar is acetic acid. When you put the two together, you get this chemical reaction. Calcium carbonate plus acetic acid gives you calcium acetate, water, and carbon dioxide. So all those bubbles that you see are essentially the carbon dioxide being released in the chemical reaction. Dilute this further into water, add it to your plants, then they can take up the calcium nutrients. You are looking at a reaction